Hi, this video is going to show you how grading in Google Classroom works for assignments that you assigned through Google Classroom and gave each of the students their own copy to edit and turn in. First, before we look at the grading, I'm going to show you the student view. So notice over here on the right, you can see the J and the blue, that's my view. And now it's green, which means I'm in a student view. And this is what an assignment looks like for a student when they first click in. They've got the document that they can go into here. This student has already filled out their document and run an originality report. That's this right here. And the way they did that was they clicked run. We know they already did it because up here it says view originality report. That means that she did her assignment and ran the report to see if anything in there needed to be addressed. You can see once she comes in, she can see which passages were flagged. And if she uses this arrow down here at the bottom, it can be flipped through to check. And that way the students can then analyze whether or not the passages actually are an issue. So now we're back on the teacher page. And if I want to grade an assignment, the first thing I'm going to do is go to classwork and then find the assignment, click on the assignment. And then down in the bottom left, it'll say view assignment, and that's what you want to click on. In here, you can see that I have one student turned in, one that I've graded, and two that have been assigned, but they haven't turned it in yet. If I were to go back to the student page, as soon as she turns it in, I can hit refresh on the left side of my screen, and now she's over here on the left as a student who's turned in her assignment. To start grading, I click on any of the students' names. On this page, if it's a simple worksheet and I don't really want to add any comments or remarks, put in any grade that I think is acceptable. I can also, if I click right here under her name, I can check the originality report and make sure that the student hasn't copied anything word for word, or that if they've paraphrased things, they've paraphrased them appropriately. I can also send them comments separately from the document. I prefer, as you notice, I prefer to do them in the document. There are two ways to leave comments. One is to right click and click comment. Notice that that opened up this comment bar right here for me, and I can write any comment in here and then hit comment and it will appear. The other option I can do is I can use the comment bank, and I can type hashtag, and then I can scroll through the comment bank options. And these are options that I've created myself, and I'll show you how to make them. I can also, if I have a large comment bank, I can type in a keyword and that will bring up just the comments with that word. That way you're not always retyping the same comments for each student. The way you add those comments is you come over here on the right. This is the comment bank icon. You click on it and then click add to bank. You can type in any common comment that you use and then click add to add it to your bank. If later down the road you want to edit or delete a comment, mousing over the comment will pull up the three dots. You click on the three dots, and from there you can edit or delete. So this student's paper has been graded. They got a 90 out of 100. If I want to go to the next student, I can come up here and use these two arrows. Notice that when I go on an arrow, it'll show me which student is coming next. The other way that I can scroll through students, if I don't want to just go through them like that, if I have a specific student's paper I want to look at, is I can hit this down arrow and I'll be able to see all of my students. Right now it's organized by last name. You can also organize by first name or status. I prefer status because what it's going to do is it will put them in, if you have any assignments that need to be graded, those will come to the top, and any assignments that haven't even been turned in will go down to the bottom. And so that way you'll have your prioritized assignments at the top. Once you have finished grading, you can come over to this return button on the right, and if you click the down arrow, it gives you the option to just return for the one student or to return all of the students. So since all of my students have been graded, I can click return multiple submissions. And here it'll give me the option to not return specific submissions. So If I don't want to give this a student a 0 yet who hasn't turned his assignment, I could unclick his name and then it won't go in as a 0 yet, and then click return. Now, if I go back to my classroom, you'll see that all of my students have grades and it's also been returned, which means I can output a CSV file, or I can output it into a Excel sheet or a Google sheet, which is what it will do. And then that can be imported into PowerSchool. So that's one of the benefits of grading online instead of doing it on a rough draft or on a hard copy that you print out, is that now I don't have to manually input all of the grades beyond what I did when I first graded, because I can import all of these into